Elon Musk tells Don Lemon, quote, contract is canceled, end quote. Now, in a moment, I'm going to speak exclusively with Don Lemon, and he has clips of the nearly hour-and-a-half interview with Musk. Clips like this one that we received from Don's production team.
Don Lemon managed to get himself canceled for yet another program. That's crazy. Welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel. I'm trying to build a platform here where I get to be verbal and you get to be verbal on life by commenting below. In this video, we're going to take a look at Don Lemon getting canceled from yet another program. First, he got canceled from CNN, and now Elon Musk has canceled him from X. So stick around and take a look while we go over what happened.
Verbal on life.
This is crazy. Let's take a look. By the way, I'm going to be showing the clip and I'll be pausing it, giving my opinion in the middle of the clip. So bear with me here while I just browse through the clip. First time watching it. And also, if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm up to 1,619. You know, we need numbers to blow up the channel. Keep it going. I'm over here battling MS. Not easy, but I'm going to keep talking as long as I can. Okay? All right, let's take a look.
Don, the only reason I'm doing this interview is because you're on the X platform and you asked for it. Otherwise, I would not do this interview.
So you don't think, do you think that you wouldn't get in trouble or you wouldn't be criticized for these things?
I'm
or
criticized
that
constantly. I could care less.
We're going to have more clips from Lemon's interview with Musk in a moment. In a statement earlier today, Lemon writes in part, quote, there were no restrictions on the interview that he willingly agreed to. We had a good conversation. Clearly, he felt differently. His commitment to a global town square where all questions can be asked and all ideas can be shared seems not to include questions of him from people like me. Now, CNN reached out to X for their comment, and their response is, quote, we reserve the right to make decisions about our business partnerships. And after careful consideration, X decided not to enter into a commercial partnership with the show.
Don Lemon was going to be making millions for this show. Millions. And he went ahead and messed it up because he couldn't act like a normal human being. Instead, he acted like a CNN employee. Check it out.
Now, this decision coming as Musk had, of course, publicly courted Lemon and has repeatedly made a commitment to free speech. And he bought Twitter again and again and again.
Well, I think it's very important for there to be an inclusive arena for free speech where all, Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. I really can't emphasize this enough. We must protect free speech. And free speech only matters, it's only relevant when it's someone you don't like saying something you don't like. It's damn annoying when someone you don't like says something you don't like. That is a sign of a healthy, functioning.
I think it's one thing to allow people to say whatever they want to say, right? But to cut them a check, to give them a job, to talk bad about you, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would I hire a guy that's just going to talk bad about me and disparage me? So one of the good things that Elon is doing, he's allowing Don Lemon to run his show. Like, go ahead and do you, but you're not going to get my funding or you're not going to get any support from me, as it should be. Go ahead and talk bad about me, which is what Don Lemon is probably going to do, but you're not going to get my money. Good luck with that.
Free speech situation.
Again and again and again. And remember, Musk's X has over 250 million daily active users. 250 million people on this planet resolve it. Use it. It is the town square. And joining me exclusively out front is Don Lemon. So Don, you do this 90-minute long interview with Musk.
Look at that shiesty face. This man is just pure evil. And it's sad that he doesn't know where he stands. He still thinks he works for CNN. Instead of being a normal person and having a normal conversation with Elon Musk, a man who does an interview with everybody. So he being nice to you by sitting with you. But look at him, this disgrace.
Musk. You sit down with him. This is the culmination. He had actively courted you to come on. One of his tweets: have you considered doing your show on this platform? Maybe worth a try. Audience is much bigger. It had been public. Then you had reached a deal. I'll talk about that later. Then he texts 24 hours after this 90-minute long interview, which is the first of your show launching. He says, contract is canceled. What happened?
First of all, it's good to see you, Aaron. Thank you for having me on.
Look at that smirk. Annoying.
That's a good question for Elon Musk. Quite frankly, what happened? I don't know. As I said in my statement, I felt really good about the interview. I said to him as we were doing the interview, and it was tense at moments, but you've been involved in tense interviews. Yep. I said to him, I think it's good that people see folks like you and I who have different worldviews come together and talk, as he says, have free speech. Free speech is only important when someone you don't like, or I would say someone who doesn't have your same point of view, or someone is, if they're allowed to speak freely. And
yeah, free speech. You could go on X or anywhere and talk, but to expect a check, you're talking bad about your boss. Why would Elon Musk fund that craziness? Like, get your viewers, do your thing, but don't expect Elon Musk to give him money, to give you any money.
And to say their point of view. Apparently that doesn't matter to Elon Musk. It's just for maybe talking points for him or rhetoric, because it doesn't seem to matter when it's about him, questions about him from people like me.
All right, so when you said that, I wanted to play some of the clips because some of them are illuminating. These are clips that you shared with us. This is a part of the conversation with Musk where you ask him about hate speech. Here it is.
Like, he was nice enough to sit with you. But what do you guys think? You watching? What's your opinion? Like, this man went on attack mode, sitting across from Elon Musk. Shiesty.
Illuminating in so many ways. All right, I have two things I want to ask you about that, Don. First, the great replacement theory.
Look at that smirk. The great replacement theory. What the hell is he talking about? Some stupid CNN idea that they were talking about, what, last year? And he's going to bring it back up now, 2024? Oh.
As you bring it up, he has tweeted a tweet he shared. Increasing illegals boost Dem voting power, causing them to recruit more. If Dems win President, House, and Senate, they'll grant citizenship to all illegals, and America will become a permanent one-party deep socialist state. Right? He has gone there directly. How much does he stand by these ideas?
Well, he didn't quite seem to understand that he did, originally he did that with Jewish people, sort of a great replacement theory thing that he did with Jewish people, and he got in trouble and he had to go to Auschwitz and answer questions and apologize and go with Ben Shapiro. But he doesn't understand that sort of rhetoric that he talks about, the great replacement theory and migrant invasion, that's what radicalized shooters use in their manifestos, those exact words. The people who go and shoot up people, whether they be Latino people who live in Texas or Black people who are in a supermarket in Buffalo, or Jewish people who are worshiping, those people use the same rhetoric, that they are tropes, that they're either racist for Latinos or Black people or for Jewish people. And I wanted to know if he felt any responsibility as someone who has one of the largest social media and information platforms in the world.
250 million people.
Social media doesn't really have anything to do with killers. Like evil people who go around killing others, those are maniacs, right? Got nothing to do with X or what they read online or what they saw on the internet. No, these are crazy people taking matters into their own hands. And yes, evil people need to be deported, especially illegals, people who are here to commit crimes. What do you think? Comment below. Because why is Don Lemon trying to blame X or blame the platform X for these maniacs committing crimes? It sounds like he was trying to pin Elon Musk to all these crimes. They're trying to say that because you allow it in your platform, this is why it's happening. What I think. But comment below, what do you think about this? Let's keep listening.
250 million people. I think it's 455 or 500 million users a week. And it doesn't seem that he feels that he has any responsibility with that, because he seemed really averse to facts.
Here's another clip. You talked about ketamine in this particular instance, something that he has discussed before. Here he is.
That was a pretty honest response. You know, talk to your doctor. It's something that he went to. And look, Don Lemon trying to blame him.
Very civil conversation, but that is where it got very personal.
Well, it got personal, but I didn't put that out there. He has spoken very freely about his use of, those are prescription drugs, but about his use of ketamine. I would not have brought it up if it was
on X, he posted it.
He posted it.
Yeah.
And so I would not have brought it up because that's someone's personal information. So I asked him about it. Also, it's no secret. His drug use, or alleged drug use, I should say, has been extensively written about it by very credible news organizations like the Wall Street Journal. And I asked him that, and he said, listen, I have not read the Wall Street Journal. I don't read the Wall Street Journal. If I don't have time to read about everything that people write about me, I would never get anything done. But also, if we remember, on Joe Rogan, he took a puff of marijuana, right? And he said it was just a joke and I only took one puff. Elon Musk is responsible for satellites, for Starlink. He's responsible for Tesla. He's responsible for a number of different companies in the stock market.
Yep.
And I think that it is important for people to understand his mindset, whether he's using drugs legally or not, and even if the ones he's using, that's
one of the
supposed to
most
be
powerful people on the planet.
But that's what he's one. But ones that he's supposed to be, that he is using prescription-wise, that he's following a doctor's orders under that.
Mm.
But yeah.
Look, it sounds like Don Lemon was trying to do a headpiece on Elon Musk. Just trying to take Elon Musk down. Insane.
Yes, he's one of the most consequential people to the planet. And that was one reason why I was attracted to that.
In this conversation, you did talk about Trump. And again, given his role, it's one of the most powerful people in the world, running X, who he is going to support, whether he donates, the meeting that he took at Mar-a-Lago is of huge consequence in the context of everything that he tweets. And here's part of the conversation you had with him about Trump.
Answer, leaning away from Biden, which everybody should be doing. And by the way, I'm going to try to play a clip later of Elon Musk endorsing Donald Trump, which is what he should be doing. And that's what really Trump wants. Not all that money, but endorsement is number one. The money comes later.
The trademark laugh.
In my opinion. But write down what you think.
There,
Yeah.
which, by the way, in the context of the contract is canceled 24 hours after that interview, it just shows there was a lot of back and forth and give and take. What did you take away from his comments on politics?
Well, he says he's not going to endorse anyone now, but he may do it later. He says he's not going to give money to anyone now, but he may do it later. You never know with him. He may, be endorsing someone now on the platform. But, what's interesting to me in all of that and all these questions that, about what people are asking me, what I asked Elon, what happened, what did I do?
Yep.
During the course of that interview, I never raised my voice. I told him, I think this is important for people to hear, especially considering how the type of discourse that we're having in the country right now. And he supposedly says this is a public square for all. Maybe we're learning that a public square should not be privately owned by someone who doesn't think that there should be any moderation on that platform. So it was interesting because at the end, I could tell that he was upset. He was uncomfortable. It was tense. And I said, listen, I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, I would go and have a beer and hash these things out. You and I do not disagree. You and I do not agree on much.
Yeah.
But I will fight for your right to be able to say what you want to say. That's what freedom of speech means to me.
And 24 hours later, then.
And 24 hours later,
The
it
text
means
comes.
freedom of speech does not mean, I guess, the same thing to him as it does to me.
That was a head job by Don Lemon trying to take down Elon Musk, a guy who supposedly was going to give millions in salary to Don Lemon. So Elon Musk was going to pay Don Lemon, and all Don Lemon had to do was speak like a normal person, not like a CNN employee. He tried to pull a CNN trying to get Elon Musk. Don Lemon is real shiesty, in my opinion, but comment below, what do you think? Was he being fair to Elon Musk? Elon Musk, he must be like the world's most busiest man with all the projects that he got going. And he spent some time on Blue, where he said 90 minutes to speak to him. At least try to talk to him like a normal human being and show your your human side instead of gotcha questions. It's just instead of trying to bring down Elon Musk. I'm glad he took down Don Lemon. The guy's shitey, but let's keep moving on.
Verbal or life.
That was a crazy interview.